Okay. So we're here to discuss yung basic concepts regarding feedback control systems and control systems engineering in general. So before we begin, um, let me tell you muna isang example ng control systems na nakikita na natin. Okay? So kung familiar kayo sa kung kilala niyo si Elon Musk. Okay. Tsaka yung company niya na Tesla, yung gumagawa ng mga um, autonomous vehicles. Okay. Meron din siyang isa pang company na SpaceX. Okay. So yung SpaceX, bali engaged sila sa paggawa ng mga rockets para makapag-travel sa space. Okay. So siguro mga 9 or 10 years ago, dinecommission ng NASA yung dinecommission ng Space Administration ng US yung Space Shuttle. Okay? Dahil masyado na daw magastos. Okay? So, ang ginawa nila is nag-encourage sila ng mga private companies para mag-invest sa mga rockets. Okay? Para gumawa ng mga rockets at mag-invest sa space travel. Okay. So, bali, ilang companies yung sumubok. Yung isa kay Elon Musk, yun nga yung SpaceX. Okay. Um, in which, after 9 years, na-design nila yung mga rockets nila. Okay. And one prominent design ng rocket nila is yung Falcon. Okay. Yung Falcon series. Okay. Ang pinaka-prominent na na feature nito is that it's a two-stage rocket. So meaning um, from Earth pag ni-launch siya, meron siyang isang first stage. Tapos pag nawala ng fuel yung first stage, magano yung pangalawang stage magpa-fire off. Okay. So yung first stage ngayon babagsak ulit sa Earth. Okay. So actually yun yung problema sa space program dati ng NASA. Dahil yung mga rockets nila pagkatapos gamitin, hindi na usable. Okay? Or mahal na siyang i-reuse. Okay? So ang ginawa ngayon, ang isang innovation na ginawa ng SpaceX is that yung first stage na yun can actually land. Okay? Can actually land on a specified position on Earth. Okay. Pakita ko sa inyo tong video na to. Okay. So, play natin siya.
Stage 1 entry burn startup.
And stage 1 entry burn is underway. It's a burn of about 10 seconds.
Stage 1 entry burn shut down.
Yan. Yan yung first stage na patay na yung yung rocket niya.
9 first stage headed back toward Cape Canaveral Air Force Station where it launched 6 minutes 37 seconds ago.
Stage 2 performance nominal.
Pero babalikan sa Earth.
Going well with stage 2 carrying Dragon to the
Stage 1 AFTS has saved.
International Space Station.
Obserbahan nyo mabuti kung paano siya mag-landing.
Stage 1 is past the speed of sound. It's now subsonic.
Landing burn startup.
Landing burn underway. First stage landing legs will be deployed shortly.
Yan, panoorin nyo mabuti yan.
And a sonic boom passes across the Florida Space Coast. As the Falcon 9 first stage makes a pinpoint landing back at landing zone 1 at Cape Canaveral Air Force Station.
LZ1, the F9 has landed. Landing operators proceed to procedure 11.100.
Ayun. napaka-pinpoint nung accuracy nung pagkaka-landing niya. Okay. So, basically, that feature ng rocket na yun is really not an easy feat. Napakatagal na trial and error ang ginawa ng designers niyan para ma-achieve yung ganong ka-pinpoint accuracy. In fact, hindi lang siya nakakapag-land sa fixed point sa isang sa lupa. It can also land at a barge. Okay, sa dagat, sa gitna ng dagat. Okay. So, it's really one of the most awesome engineering feats na mapapanood nyo ngayon. Okay, na makikita nyo ngayon. Okay. And all because of that, all of that because of advances sa control systems. Okay. So, yung control systems engineering has actually have come a very long way in its design. Okay. So, marami ng techniques, marami ng techniques na develop, marami ng methods by which your control systems are designed. But all of them are actually contribute to a large extent dun sa modernization ng society natin. Okay. So, yung nakita nyo, medyo rocket science yun. Pero, yung control systems nyo can be found in a system as simple as your flush sa toilet. Okay. So, if you're wondering kung paano ang flush nyo nag-work, okay, pwede nyo buksan kung meron kayong flush toilet sa bahay, pwede nyo buksan yun at makikita nyo na, kasi ang doon is that, di ba kapag flush nyo yung toilet nyo, okay, so di ba may tangke yun? May tangke yun. So, yung tangke, it holds the water. Okay. And then, pag flush nyo yun, lahat ng tubig sa tangke mapupunta dun sa bowl. Okay. Then, what happens is that, ma-fill up ulit yung tangke ng tubig. Pero, alam ng tangke kung kailan niya ititigil yung pag-flow ng water. Alam niya kapag puno na yung tangke. Okay, so titigil na siya kasi hindi siya nag-overflow eh. Kasi kung makita niyo mag-overflow 'yun. Okay, pwede niyo obserbahan sa loob kung ano yung nangyayari. Okay. Pero yung design na 'yun is a very simple control system design. Okay. At hindi yun electronic. Okay. So, ayun. And aside from that, makikita rin natin ang automatically controlled systems natin sa nature. Okay, we can also observe that sa katawan natin. Okay. Ang immune natin is a very complex control system. Yung ating utak is a very complex component of our neurological control system. Pati yung ating puso as to how it pumps yung blood sa buong katawan natin. Okay? And even non-physical world. Okay? Even non-physical world. It is said na yung spread, for example, ng isang disease, just like what is happening right now, yung principles by which this can be controlled, may mga hinihiram silang principles sa control systems engineering. Okay, so yung pagka-quarantine, okay, yung pagka-quarantine na yan, how long a quarantine should last, okay, yung yung models niyan at yung methodology by which it is analyzed, okay, humihiram yan ng principle sa control systems engineering. Okay, so even the non-physical world can be regulated. Okay, so ano nga ba yung control system? Okay, so let us formally define what is a control system. A control system, okay, consists of subsystems and processes or plants assembled for the purpose of obtaining a desired output with desired performance given a specified input. Okay, so isa-isahin natin. Una, it consists of subsystems and processes or blunts. Okay, so your control system may be as simple as consisting of just one component, pero most of the time, it consists of interconnection of different components. Okay, different systems. Bale. Okay, so their interconnection arises from the fact na yung bawat component at yung bawat system, okay, performs a certain task. Okay, it performs a certain task. Okay, so that is why it can be as simple as a single component system, but it can also be as complex as a multiple block system. Okay, in which they are interconnected in a certain manner. Okay, so these systems or these subsystems or processes or plants, okay, pag sinabi yung process, ano to, yun, process, like for example, flow, heating, okay, cooling, flow, yan, mga process yan. Okay, pag sinabi nyo namang mga plants, ito yung mga components talaga. Like for example, motor, compressor, hydraulic, okay, so ito yung mga plants, okay. So, they are assembled for the purpose of obtaining a desired output. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, kung ito yung control system niyo, okay, if this is your control system, okay, mag-i-input kayo sa kanya ng kung ano yung gusto nyong response, ano yung gusto nyong mangyari, yung output niyo. Okay? For example, yung ibibigay na example sa inyo dito ng libro is yung elevator. Okay? So, yung elevator, once na sumakay ka dyan, ang first step mo na gagawin dyan sa loob ng elevator is to actually push a button which corresponds to what floor or what floor is your destination. Okay? Your destination is. Okay? So, yung desired response doon is yung pagpindot mo ng 4th floor, for example. Okay? So, that is the desired response. Okay? So we also call that stimulus. We call that input or stimulus. Pero in the context ng control system, we call that the desired response. Okay. Ito ang tatandaan nyo. Sa konteksto ng pinag-uusapan natin dati pa, kahit sa signals, okay. Pag sinabi yung response, equivalent yan sa output. Okay. So equivalent yan sa output. So dito, you might be wondering, so, sir, bakit po yung desired response nasa input? Basically, yan yung kinaiba ng control system sa iba pang mga system. Okay? Sa ibang system, mag-i-input ka lang, tapos magkakaroon lang ng output. So, meron kang input system, okay, tapos meron kang output. Okay? Pero in a control system, ang input mo is basically a command. Okay? So, isa pang pwede nating i-associate dito sa part na to, which only applies to control system. Okay? So, ang isa pang pwede nating associate dito sa input natin is yung command word or yung word na yan, yung word na command. Okay? Ibig sabihin nun, yung control system nyo needs to be commanded. Okay? Needs to have an instruction. At yung instruction na yun yung susundan ng control system niyo. Yun ang kinaiba ng control system sa iba pang types ng system. Okay? Yung input niya is actually a command to do something. Okay? So, this is what happens. Doon sa elevator example natin. So, pag pinindot niyo yung 4, okay, para mapunta kayo sa 4th floor, it means na yung command niyo is for the system to go to the 4th floor. And that would be your desired output o desired response. Okay? Now, so ang elevator ngayon is a complex interconnection of different system consisting of motors, of the car, okay, of pulleys, tawag dito, yung rope na ginagamit. Okay, may eksaktong term na para dun sa rope na yun, pero hindi yung rope. Okay, so yung cable yung cable na ginagamit para dun sa ano. So, kasama yun. Okay? Even yung pinaka-casing niya, kasama yun sa system. Okay? So, all of those would work para magkaroon siya ng output. Okay? So, magkaroon siya ng output or ng response. Okay? Now, here's the thing. Yung control system nyo may have an actual response that is the same as that of your desired response. Okay? So, maaaring sa elevator example, nung kinuman nyo siya magpunta ng 4th floor, napunta naman siya ng 4th floor. Okay? So, yung actual response nyo, in that case, yung actual response nyo is the same as that of your desired response. Okay, so wala tayong problema doon. Pero may mga control systems na hindi ganoon yung nangyayari. Okay? So, say for example, meron kang autonomous vehicle. Okay, may autonomous vehicle ka in which kinuman mo si autonomous vehicle mo, okay, na pumunta sa point na to. Okay? Pumunta sa point na yan. So, syempre, aanda si autonomous vehicle. Pero what happens is that instead na mapunta siya dito lang siya napunta. Okay? Diyan lang siya napunta. Okay? So, ito yung itong position na to is your desired response. Okay? Pero, itong position niya na to, ito yung actual response niya. Okay? Which is different dun sa desired response mo. Possible din yun sa mga control systems. Okay? So, i-define natin yung term na yun later on. Okay? So, ayun. Now, so that's your desired output. Yung sinasabi natin desired output. Okay. So, yung desired performance ngayon pertains to the fact na hindi lang kasi natin gusto, for example, sa case na to, hindi lang naman natin gusto na siya ay makarating dito. Okay? Meron tayong gustong kasi halimbawa, sabihin natin ito ay 10 kilometers ang layo. Okay, 10 kilometers ang layo nun. Nung initial position nyo, tsaka nung desired position niyo. Okay, 10 kilometers yung layo nun. Okay. Would it be preferable kung mararating mo to, say for example, in say 5 minutes? O mas gusto nyo within 1 minute makarating siya dito sa point na to? Okay? So, depending on kung nakasakay kayo dito sa sa sasakyan na to, depending on your comfort level pagdating sa speed, meron kayong parang gustong speed na dapat makarating siya from that point to from point A to point B. From the initial position papunta dun dito. Okay? So, meron kayong parang gustong speed kasi depende yan dun sa comfort level niyo. Okay? Siyempre, hindi nyo gusto na after 1 day tsaka siya makarating ng 10 kilometers. Hindi nyo gusto yun. Masyado mabagal yun. Hindi naman na after 1 second kasi alam naman mag-teleport siya. Okay? Tsaka baka hindi niyo na alam kung ano nangyari nun sa inyo. Okay? So, there is this desired speed na gusto nyong mangyari dun sa autonomous vehicle nyo to reach the desired position galing dun sa initial position niyo. Okay? So, that's one of the desired performance na gusto nating i-achieve. Another thing is that ito yung desired response, ito yung actual response. Yung difference na yan, okay lang ba sa atin yan na may ganyan siyang difference? Kumbaga, yung difference ba yan? Malalakad ba natin yan? Or comfortable ba tayo dyan sa ganyang difference? Pagka hindi, baka pwede natin bawasan. Okay? So, ganun din sa elevator. Sa elevator, pag sumasakay kayo ng elevator, hindi laging gusto nyo, merong certain speed. Okay? Gusto nyo, hindi yung bigla-bigla. Okay? Pero hindi rin naman yung sobrang bagal. Okay? Baka sa sobrang bagal niya, hindi na kayo, mainit na kayo dun sa loob ng elevator. Okay? At, ito pa, hindi lahat ng elevator eksaktong-eksakto doon sa floor. Okay? Meron niyang konting differences kahit na centimeter. Halimbawa, ito yung sahig ng 4th floor. Minsan yung elevator niyo, nandyan lang. Merong konting difference. Okay? Isa pang maobserbahan niyo sa performance ng elevator. minsan, pagka nakarating yan ng 4th floor, hindi yan eksaktong babagal lang tapos stop. Minsan hindi. Minsan, pagdating niya dito, sa sobrang bilis niya, tapos na-realize siya ng 4th floor na siya, bigla siyang hihinto na pagdating niya dito, medyo aalog pa siyang ganun. Tsaka siya titigil. Okay? So, isa rin yun sa mga desired performances na titingnan natin kasi it has something to do with safety, with comfort, okay, and with accuracy ng ating response. Okay? So, that is how we define a control system. Okay? So, again, ang control system natin, ang pinagkaiba niyan sa iba pang types of system is that yung input niyan is usually a command. Okay? And that we would want our system to have a desired performance. Okay? Given a specified input. Okay? So let us define yung lagyan natin ngayon ng pangalan yung performance na sinasabi ko kanina. So halimbawa, i-graph natin yung position ng elevator, okay, with respect to time. Okay, so kung magsisimula kayo sa first floor, tapos papunta kayo ng 4th floor, eto, yung line na yan yung command. Okay, yan yung parang susundan ng elevator nyo. Okay, so that is the command. Now, ito yung actual response niya. Okay, so from first floor, akit yan papunta dito hanggang dito. Okay, so now, at one point, yung elevator nyo titigil. Okay, titigil yan. Okay, magsisettle yan sa isang position. Okay, magsisettle. Take note of the term na ginamit ko. Magsisettle siya. Okay. Yung part na nagsettle na siya. Okay, yung steady na siya dun sa position na yun. Is what we call the steady state response. Okay. Now, from the first floor hanggang doon sa steady state response, yung tawag natin doon sa change na yun is the transient response. Okay? Now, so, yun. So, the transient response, okay, is defined or determines how fast the system is approaching the input command. Gaano kabilis siya from the initial position papunta dun sa final position natin, which is yung kinommand natin sa kanya to go to the 4th floor. Okay? So, basically, when the system reaches its steady state response or it reaches its steady state, okay, ibig sabihin yun na yung part na tapos na mag-function yung ating system. Kasi sa palagay niya nakarating na siya dun sa kanyang patutunguhan. Okay. And if there is a difference between the command and the steady state position, in this case, in the steady state position of your system, okay, yung difference na yun is what we call the steady state error. Okay, so the steady state error determines the difference between the input command and the actual output. Okay, so basically, yan yung dalawang performance na titingnan natin. Okay, so later on, magde-define pa tayo ng isa pang importanteng performance, pero hindi siya nakikita siya dito, kaya lang hindi siya basta-basta, kumbaga parang hindi ito yung generic na itsura ng isang system na tinatawag nating stable. Okay, so isa pang performance measure na gusto nating tingnan sa ating system is its stability. Okay, so later on, in a later topic, i-define natin kung ano yung stability. Okay, now, with control systems, you can move large equipment with precision, point huge antennas towards farthest reaches of the universe to pick up faint radio signals. Elevators carry us quickly to our destination, automatically stopping at the right door. And we actually build control systems for these primary reasons. Hindi lang ito pero these are the primary reasons why we build control systems. Number one is for power amplification. Okay, ito yung case na kung saan, halimbawa, meron kayo gustong buhatin. So, instead na kayo magbuhat, you employ a forklift para mabuhat siya. Okay, so that's the power amplification. Okay, number two, remote control. Okay, so, yung remote control means, nandito ako, pero kaya kong i-control yung system ko in a remote location. Okay, so ginagawa natin yan usually sa mga satellite. Okay, so Kapag ka na-off yung yung position ng satellite natin, hindi naman tayo magpapaakyat ng tao sa space para lang i-correct yung position. What we do is from here sa Earth station, we fire off yung thrusters. Okay, we send a command dun sa satellite para mag-fire yung thrusters natin. Okay. Para mai-correct yung position niya. Okay. Number 3 is convenience of input form. Okay. This happens when yung gusto nyo i-control is something na intangible. Okay. So, for example, temperature. Okay. So, halimbawa, gusto nyo palamigin yung kwarto. Okay. You use thermostat para ma-adjust yung temperature ng room. Okay. And lastly is compensation for disturbances. Okay. When you say disturbances, ito yung mga undesired signal, na mga bagay, okay, na nangyayari dun sa ating control system. For example, sa case ng satellite, pwedeng tamaan niya ng mga asteroid, okay, o ng mga asteroid. So, yun, disturbance yun. Okay, sa mga antenna systems natin o kaya sa eroplano natin, okay, kung nakasakay na kayo ng eroplano, kaya nagkakaroon ng ang tawag doon? Yung pagka umaalog yung eroplano, yun. Dahil yun sa hangin. Okay. So ginagawa ng eroplano kaya siya umaalog ng gano'n. Dahil yun sa kino-compensate niya yung blow ng wind sa kanya para mapanatili niya mapanatili niya yung position niya. Otherwise, kapag hinayaan ng eroplano na mag-blow siya, mabablow siya ng hangin at hindi niya kinorek yun, mawawala siya sa roll sa roll angle niya. Okay? So alam natin dapat kapag eroplano, lalo na kung commercial yan, dapat ang roll angle niya 0. Kung familiar kayo sa lengguwahe ng eroplano, ito yung tinatawag na roll angle. Okay, ito yung dalawang wings niya. Okay, ito yung nose niya. Ito yung roll. Okay, yung roll angle na tinatawag. Okay. So, alam na meron pa yung pitch yata, yung pitch yung axis ay ito. So, whether nakaharap siya dito. That's the pitch. Tapos yung yaw, ito, yung angle na pag ganun at saka pag ganun. Okay. So, yun yung sa eroplano. Now, looking about the roll angle, pagka hinangin tong eroplano ninyo, hinangin niyo at nag-iba yung roll angle, kailangan yung eroplano niyo merong means yan para mai-correct niya yung roll angle at may balik niya sa 0. Kaya siya aalog. Okay? Kasi pipilitin niyang bumalik sa 0 eh. Okay? So, kapag hindi niya naibalik kasi yun, either ma-blow away siya o baka umikot pa siya lalo. So, hindi na siya safe para sa mga tao. Okay? So, that's basically your article 1.1, the basic concepts about feedback control systems.